Alright, today I'll be going over the Condi Virtuoso build. So on the opener, so I would say this build and most Virtuoso builds are side node builds. This build's no different, it's the side node build. So at the start I'm going to go far. Warrior decides to come with me, which was a good play because I think we had 3 side noders. And the enemy warrior's here. So I just open with the F2 and he blocks it. So it was a bad F2, it was a little early. I tried to get him with the pistol 5 stun right at the end of his block, but I mistimed it. And now I'm just on the Mesmer. The Mesmer had a very fast +1, which was very good, but we're actually 1v3, he's 1v3 now because the warrior left, but the warrior's coming back now. And the Tempest is here, but we already own the node. I get the burst on the Mesmer and I dodge his Moa, and he's at like 1% HP, but he's invulning. I managed to hit him with the F3, which I could have probably just F1'd, but it's fine. The LE gets the glyph on him. And I'm focusing this warrior now because the warrior's been on me this whole time. I'm just waiting for my cooldowns to come back. And just getting a gauge on this fight. We have a full team fight here, and one of our players is down. One of the enemy players is down. I think I Moa the Mesmer here. I landed. He's at low HP, so if, I think it was a good Moa, but it definitely probably won us this downstate fight. But it would have been nice if we could have gotten the kill too. And now we're 1 up in this fight. And I managed to get the Mesmer down again. And I call target on the warrior, who's also very low. Those two have been in this fight from the very beginning. So they're just very pressured being outnumbered for so long. And Ellie's back, but we know or at least I know that he doesn't have the glyph, but we won the node. I burst him here, but he has magnetic aura and I dodged my own burst. I just blurred Frenzy there to stock some blades. And I'm just pushing onto his node. So generally it's not a good idea to 1v1 a Tempest or like anything with a lot of projectile hate. You don't want to be 1v1ing them as a Virtuoso, but there's nowhere else for me to go on the map really. And the Elementalist gives up the decap here, which is really bad play. He could have held the node. But now we're on a team fight on a decap node. So the Mesmer Moa's my teammate there, but I stun him so he can't, I F3 him so he can't follow up. And he ends up being really pressured for my teammate and he runs straight into me and I get like a sneaky stealth stomp. The Ellie had the glyph there, but he didn't, I stealthed for a second. I got revealed, but he didn't see the stomp in time. And I ended up getting the stomp and I get a Moa and I pretty much 100-0 this Ellie. You can definitely 100-0 Moa with this build, with Wizard Amulet. And I interrupt the Necro, and then my Torch 5 interrupts him again, and I get an easy stomp. This fight's pretty much cleaned up. Just some good decision making. And clean Moa wins us that fight. And right now is a good chance to go for buffs. Buffs are very big on this map. I think we actually, one of my teammates got sword, but you generally want to be getting buffs whenever you get the chance on this map. They do impact a lot. And since I want to be side noding here, I kind of am back noding. We have the 2 nodes, and I'm just watching for enemies respawning and trying to decap us. My support guardian came here too. I think I ended up leaving him, which might not have been the best play, but like I said, I want to be side noding. I see the Necro coming and I see the warrior is using all of his mobility to get to the decap. I might have been able to prevent it still if I blinked and leaped, but it would have been really close. And I saw the Necro coming, but I think I saw him on the minimap running back, but he ended up coming back anyways. He kind of caught me unaware. But I almost, I burst down this warrior pretty heavily. And I invuln his Bull's charge, but he's gonna pull me here. I'm just gonna blink away. And he gets his heal off. So I'm holding this 1v2. I'm really low on cooldowns, but the warrior ends up leaving, which was honestly a good play because I don't think they could have killed me with all these kite spots. And the Necro elites him and his warrior there, so I was playing defensive by kiting instead of finishing the warrior off. Although I don't know if I could have finished him off anyways. I'm just kind of waiting for my cooldowns to come back up and get in a good position versus this Harbinger, because he can definitely do a lot of damage. So I bait his dodge with a fake Moa there. And then I set up for real Moa here in a second, and it gets him pretty low. So he dodges, and I have to after the dodge, and I burst him pretty heavily, and I get the decap very quickly after the 1v2. And my F1 doesn't do much, because I think most Necros are running like Rabid or Rabid Undead, like very toughness-based builds. And he's used like all of his cooldowns, and he ports out, but he runs to open field versus a ranger with no cooldowns, and the ranger just PPs him down. And once again, so I've got the node and we've got the kill. This is a good chance to go for buffs before we engage in the mid fight. Sword buff is definitely better than shield in ranked because you want to just be farming kills. I mean, maybe if you had like a bunker comp or something, then shield would be more better, but generally sword's very good in ranked. And right here I kind of spawn camp because once again I'm watching for the back nodes, and I know they have respawns because we won the mid fight and I won my 1v1, kind of 1v1 home. So I'm just, you know, fighting in roads is what I want to be doing because we have the nodes. Any elixirs here, so I play a little bit defensively. Now blow a bunch of my defensive cooldowns here because that ranger's like full Zerk, I think. And the Necro just coped me, and I managed to snipe him through this wall. And as you can see there, I'm taking a lot of damage from that ranger just hitting me a couple times. So, and I actually 100-0 this guy with the Moa. Full burst, she tanks it. Ranger kind of finished him off, but he would have been at like 5% HP if not dead, just with my burst. This build does a lot of damage, and it's actually surprisingly tanky because of Dolyak runes. I tried other runes, but I found like with Wizard Amulet, it just wasn't quite tanky enough to like sustain. Like I would just end up dying a lot more than I do with Dolyak. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much the game. Thanks for watching.